You ever notice how the words temporary and protected sound super comforting until a government form is involved? Suddenly, temporary can mean years, and protected feels like you are still doing all the work yourself. Temporary Protected Status, or TPS, is basically the United States saying, hey, your home country is going through something rough right now, war, hurricane, total chaos, so we will let you stay here safely for a while. It is not a green card, and it is not citizenship. It is more like a really important hall pass that keeps getting renewed. Here is the part people mess up constantly. TPS by itself does not hand you a work permit like a vending machine. You actually have to apply for what is called an Employment Authorization Document, which insiders just call an EAD, because apparently 3 letters are easier than saying the whole fancy name. So picture the process like ordering food at a drive-thru with extra steps. First, you prove you are from a country with active TPS designation. Then you prove you are already living in the United States by a specific date, and only after that do you get to order your work permit. The form for the EAD is called Form 1-765, and yes, that number looks like a robot's phone number, but it is just the government's way of keeping paperwork organized. You fill it out, pay a fee unless you qualify for a waiver, and then wait, because waiting is basically the unofficial national sport of immigration law. Now, TPS is not the only humanitarian status out there, it has cousins. There is asylum, there is something called deferred enforced departure, and there is humanitarian parole, and each one has its own personality like characters in a slightly bureaucratic sitcom. Asylum is for people who say, I am scared to go back home because of persecution, and if that gets approved, you can also apply for work authorization while your case is pending. Humanitarian parole is more like a temporary invitation, often used for emergencies, and it can come with eligibility for a work permit too, depending on the category. Here is a fun myth to squash right now. Having a pending application does not automatically mean you can work. We know that sounds backwards, but the government wants that EAD approved first, official stamp and everything, before you clock in anywhere. Processing times are wildly inconsistent, sometimes weeks, sometimes long enough that you start aging like a fine cheese. This is exactly why people lean on immigration lawyers, because timing mistakes can cause gaps in your authorization, and gaps are about as fun as stepping on a Lego in the dark. Lawyers help you avoid silly errors like missing a redesignation deadline or messing up biometrics appointments, which sounds like a sci-fi scan but is really just fingerprints in a photo. They also track designation extensions because countries can be added or removed from TPS depending on conditions back home, almost like a very serious version of musical chairs. A lot of folks panic and think one denial means game over, but that is not always true. Sometimes there are appeals, sometimes there are alternate humanitarian paths, and a good attorney maps that out instead of leaving you guessing in the dark like a confused raccoon. History shows TPS has covered people from many countries over the decades, expanding or shrinking based on global events. It proves immigration law is not static. It shifts with the world, kind of like fashion trends, but with way higher stakes. The biggest takeaway here is preparation beats panic every single time. Know your designated country status, track your filing window, and keep copies of everything like you are protecting treasure, because in a way you are. So if any of this got your brain spinning a little, you are definitely not alone, and that is exactly why real human help matters here. Do you want to learn more about how we can help you sort through your own situation? Go ahead and check out our links in the description.